Yo, what is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, we got a 2v2 here. Non-mirror civs. Random civs. You gotta love that shit. Nicov and BacT. Celts and Spanish versus the Max and Villesse, Mayans and Huns. Nicov and BacT are some OGs, man. These guys are really top players. They've been top players for quite some time. The Max and Villesse also incredibly good players, especially good when playing together. These Finnish boys, they amplify each other's game up just another notch. Anyway, gonna get this game started at somewhat quicker speed. This is a 2v2 played on Arabia. It's March. Yeah, you know, it's March. Anyway, looks like the blue player Nicov as Celts will have a nice back gold pile opposite his opponent Villesse. Villesse here will be playing as Huns. Kind of tough to counter the Huns with any civ, but we'll see how Nicov tries to do the job here with Celts. We can talk about Huns meta in a moment, but at least for now, let's look at the blue map. Nikov's going to have his stone on the front. Extra gold pile way off to the side. Couple of front wood lines here that can help him maybe block in a flank of his front area. Front berries, deer here in a nice position if he wants to build one mill and take both the deer and the berries. But all in all, it's a decent map. I like his back gold. I like his ability to take wood on the back. I think he'll be happy. I think Nicov can thrive on this map. It all just depends on if Villesse lets him. Okay, BacT will be playing as Spanish. 4 villagers on the wood line early for the Spanish player. Maybe thinking about a drush. Maybe thinking about drush fast castle. Who knows? He will have a really nice back gold here. Really nice. It's protected by this wood line on one flank, and maybe he can protect it on the other flank as well. Backstone as well for BacT can probably wall himself in. It will take a little bit of work, but BacT as of late he's become more and more of a waller over the last couple of weeks that I've been watching him. Anyway, BacT with a pretty good map. Spanish player. We'll see what he does. I mean, you can go into scouts. You can go into knights, or you can build a castle and some conks, or whatever you want. But we'll see. BacT is usually a pretty creative guy. Villesse will be playing as Huns. Did have 4 vills on wood early. Could drush. It would surprise me, but he could. Probably going to be able to get up early. Berries on the front might be in a tricky location for Villesse to protect. Gold in the back. But it's not really... Man, this base is really open. There is just so much open territory on the front of the red base. If this player can be aggressive and push on his opponent with scouts and then go into crossbows and go into cav archers and keep Nicov a little bit defensive, maybe he can benefit from what is really a tough map. This is a tough map to protect. Certainly not going to be able to wall himself in, but hey, we'll wait and see how Villesse plays this one. The Max at the moment pushing in a deer or 2. Going to lure his boar in the old-fashioned way, I guess. Through a labyrinth of villagers. Anyway, for the moment, tons of food on the ground here for the Mayans player, who is just sending his 4th vill over to wood. So we're not going to see a drush from the Mayans player. You can always drush as Mayans, but you're probably going to go into archers almost every game. I mean, yeah, pretty much. So we, get to feudal a little earlier, get a couple vills over to gold. We'll probably see that very shortly. Anyway, working our way through this one at an elevated pace. This is Killer B. Thanks for tuning in. You knew who I am. A couple of weeks we'll be on Twitch. I will make an announcement and try to hype up an event. Not that we really need hype, but I'm going to be on vacation and I'm going to have good enough internet maybe to stream. Really sad situation right now on the streaming front. 4 vills headed over to the gold pile. Probably more villagers to come. It looks like the max will go up on 23. And he's going to stockpile enough wood to drop 2 ranges right off the bat, I would think. Okay, let's see. Eagle Warrior roaming around. BacT has 2 villagers on gold at the moment. Looks like he will build not really a drush. Don't call it a drush, because it's not. It's going to be probably men-at-arms. Building your militia this late while you transition to the feudal age and having 2 villagers on gold usually means men-at-arms, or at least as long as he doesn't see anything to convince himself not to go men-at-arms. Those men-at-arms are going to have some friends alongside them. There will be 4 young, strapping male villagers coming forward, all with crooks in their hands. I am not a crook. They are going to come forward and drop probably a tower somewhere. BacT is not on stone at the moment. You can see he's got exactly 200, but yeah, he can drop a tower with his starting stone. Gonna have to kill a wolf, but he'll be fine. I'm gonna have to kill 2 wolves, but he will be okay, I suppose. Probably going to drop a forward range and go into skirmishers. That's usually a pretty common tactic if you're going to tower rush somebody. It seems like a... Ooh, 2 villagers dead from Villesse. What in the actual hell? Nicov went men-at-arms also, and somehow, some way, these berries aren't that far from the TC, but he was able to pincer a couple of vills and just absolutely chop them down in their prime. Like I was saying, I really like the idea of a skirmisher tower push from BacT. I hope he's going to go with that. Yeah, it is going to be skirms. Because his opponent is going double range archers. Your opponent is Mayans. They're almost always going to go double range archers. So if you're up in their face with skirmishers and towers, what are they going to do? Anyway, Nicov did all the damage he needed to do there. Killing 2 villagers from Villesse this early is just absolutely crippling to the early game eco. But those men-at-arms are still alive. They're still roaming around. Spearmen in the mix as well. Going to add in an archer. Nikov's going to have 1 of every unit on the map here from the feudal age. Just needs a skirmisher, I suppose. He's going to push this villager home, and... yeah, oh, he's not going to quite kill him. TC Arrowfire able to knock down that villager just in time. And Nikov's army here on the front is looking a little bit in peril. He's done some good damage, but these men-at-arms, yeah, for now they're going to hold the line. But 6 or 7, looks like 6 scouts, 7 scouts now for Villesse. We'll clean that up pretty easily. Nicov did his damage, though. Idled a lot of villagers and forced his opponent to drop a defensive tower. And, yeah, killed 2 villagers as well. Really, really nice start for Nicov. On the other side of the map, we see BacT dropping towers, adding in more and more skirms. For now, it is a 1-range build, but his opponent, themax, can't do jack. themax at the moment just cannot do really anything. He's got all these archers, but nowhere to really use them. Looks like for now he's going to sneak them maybe out and around toward his teammate. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where those archers slowly but surely work their way to. Nicov is saying, player 2, die. He's sending forward a spearman and several more archers. BacT is saying, mine's dead too. And they're kind of right. Right now it's not going well at all for Villesse or themax. They're both in some trouble. Themax is hard countered by skirmishers. And Villesse is, well, just lost several vills and lost a lot of eco. Oh, another vill going down here. Is that a newly dead vill? I think so. More villagers under pressure. Just a really, really tough game right now. The red player is Huns. If he can get his feet on the ground and, you know, start moving in the right direction, he can build knights, he can build cav archers, in the castle age anyway. Just needs to survive until the castle age. Let's see, for the moment, themax actually is holding pretty well. A couple of towers here are annoying, but he's absorbing this damage. He hasn't thrown his archers into a bad fight. He's walked them all the way around the map. Ooh. Let's see. We've got some scouts here in the back wood line of Nicov. Looks like they're going to grab a vill or 2. Are you going to die, sir? Is today your day? Yeah. Start carving his tombstone. 1 vill down, other villagers annoyed. Oh, Nicov sending out a low HP vill, and she's going to die also. 2 dead vills there on the side. It looks like the teal player is... yeah, he's going to find that BacT is totally walled in, and he's going to head toward Nicov as well. The scouts and archers getting together for a little Rochambeau, I suppose. A little kerfuffle. They're going to be really difficult for Nicov to stop. His entire army is forward. Unfortunately, though, that army is walking directly into a group of skirms from Villesse. Villesse adding in some skirms, kind of a desperate move, but had to. These archers were knocking on the front door. In the meantime, oh boy, archers show up, oh my god, on Nikov's doorstep. And we see 4 villagers go down. Do we see a 5th? Do I hear 5 villagers? Yes, I do hear 5 villagers. Back to Nicov having a bit of conversation here. Let's watch a few more vills die. Nicov used his buildings to wall his vills in, and he's just going to let them all die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 8 dead villagers there for Nicov. Oh my god. But listen to this banter between teammates. BacT says care, archers, and X is this area of the map. That's after Nicov is already getting slaughtered by archers. Nicov says... dot. BacT says, I, walled. Well, no shit, BacT. You did wall, and his teammate gets absolutely double teamed because of necessity. You can't push through those walls. You might as well go double team. And Nicov just absolutely getting hit hard right where it counts. He was hands down winning this game, totally beating up on Villesse. But you know, the door is back open again. The Max and Villesse certainly have a chance to win this game. They're dead even on villager count. Military counts are pretty close too. So we're going to see a game that continues to roll forward. The one bonus, I guess, for BacT and Nikov's team, maybe advantage-wise, is that BacT has starved his opponent of some resources. He's taken the Max's secondary stone. He's taken an extra gold pile here, and he's done that by dropping towers everywhere. So the Max a little bit annoyed. He is able to take some gold here on the front for now, and he is taking some stone on the back. But in the long run, his resources are going to be a little difficult to establish. He's going to have arrow fire on his resources for quite some time. Skirmishers coming forward for the red player. Looks like still those scouts are together with the Max. The BacT stonewalled himself in behind these palisades. Just absolutely no regard for his teammates' health. He's just telling his opponents, like, go 2v1 my teammate. For now, the Max will push through a tower. Wheelbarrow is coming in for players. They got to be thinking about Castle Age at this point in the game. BacT still has those 4 strapping male villagers. Yeah, the thunder from down under, if you will. On the front, he's still trying to be annoying and push in with more towers. But, yeah, I think the Max here has done an okay job to protect the most important resources. He has a safe wood line. He has a couple of safe gold piles. He's got a safe stone. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Really nice annoyance by BacT, but it's time to go to the Castle Age and see who can win this game. Somebody's got to pull this out. At the moment, it's a dead heat, man, villager-wise. Militaries are not very different either. Lots of towers from BacT, but for now, no knockout blow. Looks like Villesse will click up to Castle Age first. Nicov has got to be close behind. Yeah, he's going to have 800 food in just a second. And he'll click up. So will the Max. BacT will be a little bit later to the party than his opponents and his teammate. So for now, it's looking like this game is going to go into the Castle Age. Whew, absolute clusterfuck of villagers here on the front. Power building a tower on the front here is the Max. Skirmishers from BacT are annoying, but for now, I don't think they're going to kill any villagers. Red player Villesse is still prodding with some skirms as well. Nicov has gone deep into archers and skirmishers. Celts, not really a great civ to go into knights with. I don't believe you get bloodlines, so your knights kind of suck. They kind of suck. Interestingly, though, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, his opponent, Villesse, here is going to go into archers. If your opponent goes full skirm, you got to build knights. That's all I was going to say. Anyway, for now, Villesse will grab Bloodlines, Castle Age on the way, Scale Barding Armor coming. That means it's going to be a knight build here for the red player. And we'll see how that works out for him. He's going to need to get something useful done because his teammate is still trapped inside of his base. The Max sent a few archers out, but for the most part, he is basically getting the old squeeze put on him by BacT. BacT's got towers all around him, and it's just a really tough position. Okay, let's see. Blue and red armies chasing each other around. Nicov here, though, has the numbers by quite a lot. +1/+1. He will be in Castle Age soon. Looks like Elite Skirm coming in for Villesse. Does Villesse have enough skirms to warrant Elite Skirmisher? That's a really strange upgrade. The red player is going Elite Skirm. I don't know why. Okay, well, Elite Skirmishers come in. There'll be a total of 4 of those on the map. Seems like a really strange investment. But the red player for now will push Nicov home. Nicov turning around and running. He's just waiting for his upgrades to come in. He hits the Castle Age. I think he'll inevitably go Crossbowman, Bodkin Arrow, Bosa. Yeah, sure, why not? The Max will go Crossbowman as well. I don't see Bodkin Arrow. But he will grab Bosa as we speak. Anyway, looks like the Max is going to continue to build archers and crossbows, even though his opponent has gone full skirm and towers. Don't know what the plan is in the long run, but it is what it is. We're going to see. We're going to find out. A couple of elite skirms here on the hill, but the red player does not have the numbers. He does have Bloodline Knights with +1 defense, but he needs more than 3 for sure. Cannot push in against a group this big from Nicov. Nicov slowly rolling forward. You got to imagine a defensive siege workshop from Villesse at some point here in the not-so-distant future. The problem is Villesse is going 3 TCs, spent a lot of resources on going elite skirm. So maybe he needs to build more skirmishers. I mean, just for the fact that you put so much money in. Yeah, sunken costs into elite skirms, more elite skirms coming out. As we speak, more knights coming out. Villesse with a little bit of a, we'll call it a diverse build. A little bit of a crazy build at the moment, but it's working. You know, it's keeping Nicov at bay. These two players are still kind of dancing around each other. Nicov back home, recovering from that Titanic of villagers. He's going to be on 3 TCs. He'll have 42 vills, very respectable number, keeping himself afloat. I wonder if BacT, as some people would say. I guess that's how he would say it. BacT at the moment, not thinking about a castle, but you got to think that's going to be in his future. After all these towers and being on stone so long, and knowing that his opponent is going deep, deep, deep into archers, I would think a castle will come at some point. BacT will elite skirm. I love that investment. He's got quite a few skirmishers on the field, and he will continue to build more because his opponent is still building more archers. So I like it. I think it will help him potentially win the game, but at least for now, losing a couple vills there on the front. Okay, that blue army from Nicov has been incredibly patient. They've also been walking in basically what looks like a snake, like a python formation. Very, very patient game from Nicov. Villesse is booming up a bit, 52 vills. Nikov's not that far behind. Both players on 3 TCs. Villesse on the hill, but does not nearly have enough units to get the job done. Most of the army investment from Villesse is over here, taking down a tower from BacT. This tower is taking away the Max's gold pile, so I suppose it's very important to push that tower down. But that's going to give Nicov an opportunity to win a fight on the front and do whatever he wants. He can go in now and try to raid the red eco. Looks like for now, Nicov is just kind of waiting, being patient, asking his teammate to X, trying to figure out where to go. We'll see how... Villesse not patrolling, going to run right into the middle of this group and take a ton of damage. Nikov's added in 4 knights. Those are Celt knights. They're not the greatest, but they are really going to bolster this group. They're going to meat shield and keep that group safe. Chain barding armor and ballistics coming. Interesting. Nicov going chain barding. So maybe we'll see some more knights here. A couple more knights back at home, building up. BacT here, you can just see he's like acne on the face of the Max. He's just got towers everywhere, and he's actually able to kill villagers. He's killed a couple of vills here from the Max. Just a really tough game for the Max. Just totally, fully countered from the jump by his opponent's army composition. BacT at the moment, still building more skirms. But he is starting to get up there on stone, and there's going to be a castle in the not-so-distant future. Faux show. Anyway, Villesse at the moment, no food in the bank. Not really anything in the bank. Does still have those knights, is keeping Nicov at bay. Nicov is being very, very patient at the moment. Villesse has a lot of routes into his base, but at least for now, he's keeping Nicov at bay. Chain barding coming for the red player. He'll have +2 defense and bloodlines done soon. Back at home, Mr. Nicov is rebooming up, reestablishing his economy. He's in good shape at this point, actually. 64 vills is a very respectable number. BacT is kind of in a full boom. BacT on his side will have at least 3 TCs, maybe a 4th? No, he's only got 2. Okay, I'm totally wrong. He's only got 2 TCs, but I guess he's just had them active the entire game. He hasn't been hemorrhaging villagers like all the other players. BacT coming forward with vills. This is when the castle drop comes. The mic drop is coming from BacT, and he can get kind of aggressive with that castle because at the moment the Max really just doesn't have enough units to push back against him. Okay, crossbows here from Nicov seem to be in good enough number. A couple of knights to soak up some damage. Looks like for now he will push Villesse away. Villesse will go in and lose another 3 knights. Seems to be a reoccurring theme. Those knights just getting dwindled down. Looks like BacT will drop a castle right in front of the Max's base. Max is going to quickly try to power build a tower. He will get that done and probably kill some vills. But the skirmishers here from BacT are going to annoy these vills while they're trying to build. Focusing on 1 vill at a time, which is kind of a bummer. If he was able to maybe hit a few more of those with javelins, he's not going to kill them, but he would slow this tower build. Nonetheless, BacT's castle is just about done. His skirmishers and his knights don't care about this tower or this front area. They're going to run in for now. Snipe down the mango, question mark? No, that mangonel's going to live for now. But the castle is up for BacT. He's going to lose an army there for pretty cheap, but he's going to finish his castle and say goodbye to the Max's tower, and then say goodbye to his TC. A couple more mangonels coming over as well from the yellow player to really finish the job. Villesse is trying to help defend, but these knights just really can't seem to get those skirmishers from BacT out in the open. I guess those skirmishers from BacT are #dead. They just got cleaned up. But nonetheless, Villesse just not able to mass up the number of knights to really help his teammate defend. You run those knights into this group right now, they're cannon fodder. They're going to be dead. Anyway, TC is going down rather quickly. Couple knights will run in. Ooh, Nicov, though, you know, Celt Knights, yeah, he's going to run in and try to snipe these mangonels down. Looks like he'll get one, and that's going to be it. Kind of threw his knights onto the Max's arrow fire. Gonna lose those for fairly cheap. Anyway, for the moment, knights from the red player coming in just to do a little flyby, keep his opponent honest. Villesse for now is just not able to really help his teammate too much. Imperial Age on the way for Nicov, on the way for BacT. Those guys are going to try to keep their opponents on the defensive while they transition to the Imperial Age. Kind of an important part of the game because they're putting a ton of resource into that Imperial upgrade. In the meantime, their opponents, Villesse and the Max, are going to have that much resource to spend on military. So they could win, they could start pushing back this front area. But we'll see. At least for now, Imperial Age halfway done, and it looks like BacT and Nicov for now are just happy as hell, hanging out on this side of the map. The Max will roll in here to try to get a shot on Nicov. I can't imagine. Oh my god. I can imagine it. It just happened. Just shot right into the middle of that group. It's going to be a mangonel down for the teal player, but he'll kill several archers, wound several others, and take a mangonel with him. Really nice mango shot from the Max. A little bit of a lax bit of micro from Nicov, but he and BacT are now just about to hit the Imperial Age. Just about to hit Imp. Villesse, where are you? Where are you? At the moment, the red player not really very close to clicking up. Sending those knights at least to the front for the moment. We'll keep an eye on those on the mini-map. Conquistador starting to come out for the yellow player BacT. He's adding in 4 stables and starting to bring in knights. Spanish can go Paladin. Their Paladin are pretty badass. So, hey, if you smoke them if you got them, I suppose. And right now, BacT does have them. He's probably got a ton of resources he can dump into Paladins. Nicov will get his army cleaned up here. Kind of got caught out in the middle of nowhere with a group of reinforcing crossbows. And they are going to go down really cheap, really fast. But yeah, red player is going to start roaming forward. Oh god, he's into the back of Nikov's eco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers down already. Beautiful. Beautiful bit of raiding from Villesse. We were talking just a second ago about how when your opponent goes Imp, you're pouring resources into your military, and they've spent a lot of resource. And their military production kind of falls behind a little. Right now, Villesse is taking advantage of his opponent, Nicov. The problem, though, is that Nicov has added in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barracks, siege workshops. It's going to be halbs, and it's going to be siege. Probably halbs and mangonels on the front. You know, it's going to be a really difficult thing for Villesse to stop. But at least for now, it is a villager killing frenzy. He's running in here and just chopping up vills like they don't mean nothing. BacT is still, he's got the, let's just call it BacT. He's got BacT all over the back of the Max. He's just on all sides, being annoying. He's got mangonels up under those towers, starting to do some raiding with Cavalier. Though Villesse did a ton of damage, it just doesn't feel like he's done enough damage to pull his team back. At the moment, scores are somewhat close. They're still within the ballpark, but Villesse on the way to Imp. The knight number will dwindle as he tries to raid, since there are now halbs chasing him. And we'll see. The problem is, will the Max be alive? Will the Max be alive when his teammate gets to Imp? Adding in more barracks, adding in more pikemen, scale mail armor on the way. The Max here, though, in a lot of trouble. Adding in monasteries, paladin on the way for BacT. He will get one of his cavalier converted there. But it just looks really, really bleak for the max. 8 total military. Villager count only 88 and dwindling. 28 idols at the moment. His eco is in shambles. He's trying to crank out, I don't know what he's trying to crank out, pikes. He's trying to crank out pikes as fast as he can. But pikeman versus paladin is not that great of a matchup. Yeah, it's an economical counter, but the max is going to lose a lot of villagers before he gets enough pikes to tell these knights to stop. Anyway, Cavalier on the front, still grabbing vills. More of them on the way. Look at the villagers from the max here. Villagers are running like people are chasing them. TC drops. Those villagers are running home. The max now still holding on 88, but he's just, oh, he's hurting, my friend. Let's see. Nicov is starting to put together a push of his own. It is Halbs and Mangonels on the front. The counter that we're going to see from Villesse is going to be Cav Archers, and it looks like it's going to be heavy Cav Archers. Big, big investment from Villesse right now. He does not have many Cav Archers. Going into heavy Cav so early is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's going to work. He's got 4 or 5 more over here. They'll do great at cleaning up all of these Halbs. Maybe they can dodge some Mangonel shots and stay alive for now. Nicov immediately adding in capped ram. And those rams coming forward are really a good counter to the Cav Archer of Villesse. Villesse cannot stop these rams. These rams are going to walk or roll directly into this eco. They're going to knock all this entire side over. I don't think there's any good way to stop them except for more knights or maybe some light cav or something from Villesse. More archery ranges coming up on the back. Looks like we will see a light cav or 2. Problem is, do you want to run a light cav into the middle of this mess of Halbs? I don't think you do. More siege workshops coming for Nicov, adding insult to injury on his opponent. BacT at the moment is adding in more and more paladin. The max is trying to defend this. He's building monasteries, he's building barracks, but you know, its hearts are broken every day, I suppose. And right now, the max's heart is about to get broken. There's just too many paladin here. 10 paladin in the back of your eco, and you just don't have much to defend with. Couple of conversions would help him a lot, but I would be very surprised if BacT is callous enough to let that happen. Rams knocking down a TC on the front here for Villesse. Second TC is under fire. Halbs are honeydicking those light cav into running into a terrible location. Villesse and the max will call GG, and it was a pretty darn good game if you ask me. Nicov and BacT got out early. I thought they were going to win this game very early on. Villesse's raiding, along with the max on this back wood line, kept them in the game. That like late feudal age raiding, killing like 10 of Nikov's vills, gave him a chance. Gave him an opportunity. BacT walled himself and didn't tell his teammate. Nicov seemed to be a little bit angry about that. But really, the yellow backney, yeah, I'm sticking with that term. The yellow towers all the way around the max's base, towers and skirms from a player playing as Spanish, was just too much for the max, who immediately went, as you would almost always do as Mayans, into archers and then into crossbows. He was just totally hard countered from the jump by his opponent. BacT beat him like a drum in this game. The max he's a great player. He's a pro. Very tough Civ matchup for him. What can you really do if your opponent does that to you as Mayans? Maybe you guys have thoughts, but all in all, a really nice game. Good to see non-mirror Civs. Good to see Civs that you don't see paired off that often together. Yeah, really fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm Killer B. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.